Hello, hello, hello. This is Steven, and I'm your friend. And it's been a while since I've made a video. I typically don't just make videos just to make videos. I try to do them when I'm sort of inspired by something that happened, and I feel sort of compelled, probably is too strong a word to use, but I just have this inspiration to share thoughts. And today I have some thoughts to share. So I'm going to do this video. Hopefully it's not too long. I want to get the point across as simple and as expediently as possible. But for those who know me, know that I'm a sports fan. I like sports. I've never competed in any sports competitively outside of high school when you play sports, just what I call it, physical education. But I grew up loving sports. Not every single sports, but for the most part I have an interest in the sports arenas. Of course, growing up in Jamaica, soccer was a thing, football and cricket. But when I moved here to the US, there wasn't any cricket. People didn't even know what that was. And their soccer, they didn't have soccer. Well, we have soccer in the US, but football is the big thing. So over the years, I've become a fan of football here in the US. And I was a fan of one particular team for a while. I live in Atlanta, but my favorite team was the Patriots. But I quickly realized that I wasn't a fan of the Patriots. I was a fan of Tom Brady. Because those of you who know, a lot of you might not, Tom Brady was a quarterback of the New England Patriots for 20 years. He won 6 Super Bowls with them. The Super Bowl is the ultimate game. It's a one-off game. And he has won 6. So he moved from New England Patriots to Tampa Bay. And I'm sure Ash is quite aware. I know he made mention of it on our last webinar. So he moved to Tampa Bay and he won the Super Bowl again, which is sort of unprecedented in the sports. So now this one gentleman, Tom Brady, has more Super Bowl rings than any other franchise in the history of the sport. He has 7, while his former team, the Patriots, have 6, and there are 2 other teams that have 6 as well. So I'm not here to talk about the sport in general, because of course it'll be over a lot of people's heads who are not interested in sports at all. But I'm here to talk about Tom Brady, and like I sort of did with Secretariat on one of my other videos that I did with Secretariat the horse, whose heart was found out after he died and the autopsy was done to be almost twice as big as a normal horse's. And I made comparisons of Ash's heart being bigger than the normal person because of what he has done, has already accomplished with ONPASSIVE, and we know we are only just beginning. So I wanted to make reference to Tom Brady because I was listening to his dad, Tom Brady Sr., speak on an interview after his son won his 7th championship. And the interviewer was asking him what drives Tom Brady. He has nothing more to accomplish in the sport. A lot of people already consider him before this victory to be the GOAT, greatest of all time. And his accomplishment speaks for themselves. So having won his 7th, and he is planning on coming back. He's not done yet. He is planning to come back for another year. And people are just in awe and amazement. Why is this guy doing this at 43 years old, which is young, comparatively speaking, but in the sports arena, especially in football, which is a contact sport, playing at 43 years old and at the level that he's doing it is unheard of. So the interviewer asks his dad, why is your son still driven to play when he has really nothing else to prove? And his dad's response was, his son, Tom Brady Jr., loves the process. Of course, the outcome is important, and he enjoys his victory. He enjoys winning. And he already said in another interview with Oprah Winfrey, when she asked him that question as well, when people compare him, say that he's the best to ever do it, he said he doesn't like those comparisons. And he doesn't sort of view himself that way. He does it because the love of the game, because he loves the process. And his dad was telling the interviewer that he likes the camaraderie with his teammates. He likes the training. He likes the diet, because a lot of people tease him about his diet, that he doesn't eat a lot of stuff, and sometimes they mock him because of that. But it's obvious that it's working for him because of his diet and the way that he takes care of his body. He's able to play at an advanced age when a lot of people younger than himself have already retired. So his dad was just given these lists of things about his son and why he's still sort of driven. And sort of the first thing that came to mind was Ash Mufareh. And the talk, the big talk, when are we going to launch? When is this thing finally going to come to fruition? When can we finally start making money that we can see and feel and use? And I listened to Ash, and those who know him know that he's not swayed by those questions, because Ash is enjoying the process. And he knows that when we do launch, even in soft launch, it's not the end of the process. The process is an ongoing thing. When we do launch, whether soft launch or hard launch, that's not the end of it, ladies and gentlemen, friends. That is not the end of it. It is only just the beginning. So, and Ash has told us this before, that we have already launched. It's an ongoing process. So when I was listening to Tom Brady's dad speak about his son enjoying the process, enjoying the camaraderie, enjoying the training, knowing that's what it takes to be the best, knowing that's what it takes to be at the top of his game all the time. And even his teammates on his new team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, were sort of marveling at this guy. They were saying, wow, he has already won 6 rings, but he's working harder than us, who has not won 1 ring, who has not even appeared in a Super Bowl. He's outworking us on the practice field. And the sentiment that I want to bring across to you, friends, fellow Go founders, and whoever is listening to this, it is a process. We hear that phrase used and bandied about a lot. It's not the destination, it's a journey. But that is a very true statement, because our lives are journeys. When we die, it's the end of that particular journey. But we're not walking around every day, at least most of us aren't walking around thinking about our deaths. We're not walking around thinking about the end of the process. We're not walking around thinking about the destination. And if our life is a journey, then the obvious thing we would say that at our deaths, that's the end of the journey, that's the destination. But we don't walk around thinking about that. We are enjoying the process, or hopefully that we are. We're enjoying living, we're enjoying the fellowship. And as we have seen in the past months, weeks, and the growth of our amazing company, we are seeing more and more people engaging. The Julie and Milo show, I feel in a lot of ways, has sort of brought a lot of people out of their shells. We see people plugging into webinars on a daily basis, 2, 3, 4 webinars on a daily basis, simply because they enjoy the fellowship, they enjoy the camaraderie, they enjoy the love that they experience on these webinars with their fellow Go founders, people of like mind who are seeking the same thing. So when I was listening to that interview, ONPASSIVE and Ash Mufareh came to mind, because I'm just saying, this is a gentleman who is enjoying the process. He knows that launch is not the end of it. like a lot of us might believe that once we get to launch and yeah, we finally have arrived. Guys, that's just the beginning. We're only beginning, because Ash is thinking 5-10 years down the line. He's thinking about what this company will look like 20 years from now. That's the reason why he has surrounded himself with these engineers, these IT guys, and he's always looking for the best of the best and always wanting them to develop new things. And we have seen it. Like, he comes on these webinars and he blows our mind each time, because as much as we think we know, he comes on and tells us more. And we're, wow, we can't sleep. We're sleepless because we're thinking about all the possibilities. That's how Ash's mind works. So the comparison to him and Tom Brady was the thing that came to mind, that these are gentlemen. That's what sets them apart from most of the rest of us, is that they enjoy the journey. They enjoy the process. It's not about the destination. It's not about the accomplish. And we heard, I said it as well, when we get to the top, we'll create a new top. So I just wanted to come on and share these thoughts with you guys, because again, we can get caught up in the moment a lot, which is totally natural and expected, because life comes at us very fast. It comes at us in unexpected ways. A lot of them are not pleasant. So it's easy for us to get caught up in the moment and to feel what our current situation is. That's the be all and end all of what we are all about. But we are blessed to be a part of ONPASSIVE. We're even more blessed to be a part of ONPASSIVE as founding members before the rest of the world is introduced to this amazing company. So I feel that's something that, and I know that a lot of us are, like I mentioned before, the people who are plugged in, the people who are attending these webinars, and we hear it again on the Julian Milo show of people that they're interviewing, sharing their hearts and talking about how they came to this company. A lot of them for different reasons, most of it because